Good evening. I'd like to call the City of West Bend Plan Commission for Tuesday, October 2nd, 2018 to order and recognize that we do have a quorum this evening with Commissioner Dolnick absent and excused. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item number 3 tonight's approval of the minutes from the Plan Commission's regular meeting held on September 11th, 2018.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any questions, comments, or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed? That motion carries. Item 4 under development proposals is 4A1, Certified Survey Map 18-014, a certified survey map to combine parcels to create one lot, 614 School Place by Dave Ross, West Bend Joint School District Number 1. Dave is the applicant and the agent is Lucas Petrie from M&A Design. And a presentation tonight by Business and Development Specialist James Renke. Good evening, Jim.
Good evening, everyone. This certified survey map is for the Old Barton School parcel at the southeast corner of Fairview Drive and School Place. The purpose is to combine multiple platted lots into one lot for the redevelopment of that property. The property is zoned RM1 and the lot conforms to the zoning requirements for that zoning district. A site plan was approved for this area for the redevelopment of the school and then also for 3 additional multifamily buildings for that redevelopment. Access will be from School Place. The CSM also identifies existing easements and no additional road dedications are needed for the area.
Thank you, Jim. Any questions for Jim? I would entertain a motion on the item.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed? That motion carries. Also, under item 4A, certified survey maps is CSM-18-009, a certified survey map to combine parcels to create one lot for the former Gale Lands, TIF 12, located at the southwest corner of East Water Street and South Forest Avenue by the City of West Bend Department of Development, who is the applicant. And again, a presentation by Jim.
This CSM, again, is to combine multiple properties into one. This would be for the redevelopment of the TIF 12 area. This will result in a 7.7 acre parcel. The parcel is zoned MXD, mixed use district, and meets the requirements for that zoning district. The CSM also is dedicating right-of-way for Forest Avenue. This will complete the needed right-of-way for the 60-foot wide overall width. The CSM also identifies various easements from when we vacated portions of Forest Avenue along with the easements for existing utilities that run through the property. The CSM does have some floodplain on it, and the CSM would need to be revised prior to recording showing that floodplain elevation. Staff would recommend approval of the CSM with the conditions that the floodplain be added and also to address a couple other technical corrections with some verbiage on there. And then also approval by the Common Council for the dedication of Forest Avenue.
Thank you, Jim. Any questions for Jim? Yes, Chris?
I just wanted to confirm, Jim, in regards to some discussions we had a couple of weeks ago in regards to this property. If a developer wanted to come along and maybe want to develop a portion of it, I mean, are we still able to break off chunks if we wanted to with the developer? Is that going to be okay?
Yeah, it would just go through the certified survey map process again to divide it up as appropriate.
All right, just want to make sure. Thanks.
Thanks, Chris. Anybody else? I would entertain a motion on the item.
I'll move to approve with the 2 staff comments.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 And opposed? That motion carries. Under item 4B, concept plan is CP-18-002, a concept plan for a parking lot addition to 908 West Washington Street by Ruth Henkel, Dr. James E. Albrecht Free Clinic Incorporated. She is the applicant and the agent is Robert Ferguson from Munson Incorporated. And a presentation by Jim.
Thanks. This concept plan is for the free clinic. They're requesting the Plan Commission to review the proposal for some additional parking on the west side of the property. The proposal's for an additional 8 stalls, 10 by 20 stalls on that west side of the building. It will have direct access to the alleyway that is adjacent to. The proposal would require the Plan Commission to grant a couple of exceptions. One exception would be a setback exception along the north side of the property. They're proposing to have the parking virtually right next to the property line, so we would have to provide a parking exception for the 5-foot setback. We'd also need to provide a exception for the open space. Currently, the site does conform to the open space requirements of exceeding the 25%. With this addition, it would reduce the open space down to approximately 19%. So if the commission would feel that it's appropriate for the parking to exist, those 2 exceptions would need to be granted as part of the approval once the site plan would be developed and brought to the Plan Commission. The engineering, this was sent out for review to the other departments. The engineering department had a couple of concerns. One was regarding the need for a stormwater management plan, since one doesn't exist for the property. And then the other concern was the amount of runoff that was being redirected from the proposed parking down the alley, which currently doesn't go that way, where it actually right now drains into the site and then through the existing parking lot. So engineering did have some concerns with the additional runoff being tipped back to the alleyway. Staff also looked into some alternatives. There is some additional DOT land to the south of 33, and staff thought it was a possibility that the DOT would relinquish that and possibly entertain the idea of putting some parking in that area to the south. Again, we just reached out to the DOT, so those discussions have just started. If the Plan Commission would find the parking on this site to be acceptable, a site plan and a stormwater plan would need to be submitted and approved by the commission prior to the start of the construction.
Thank you, Jim. Any questions for Jim? Jim, could you explain the 3 colors up there?
Sure.
The blue looks like it's what's going to be repaired.
Correct. The blue is the existing parking lot, which was just going to be repaired. And then the red area is to the west of the building there. That is the actual proposed area that they would like to add the parking to. That's where those additional 8 stalls would be. And then the yellow area is just some more existing parking there. It's just that it's double stacked and just being restriped.
So the new asphalt area is only the red area,
Correct.
and that's what's bumping them below the 25%.
Correct, for the open space.
I guess in my opinion, the stormwater management plan is really going to tell the tale here as to where stormwater is going. And Max, maybe you can chime in a little bit. But personally, given the use and the location of this, it's really difficult to even see up on the hill. That if the stormwater management plan works out, that we're not spilling water where it shouldn't go and it's being directed in the proper places, I wouldn't personally have a problem with it. But I know that stormwater management piece is going to be a big chunk to it.
Yes, I agree with your assessment. Basically, the stormwater management is probably going to be the biggest hurdle on smaller sites like that, where you don't have room to provide like a pond or something like that. There are other solutions. We found some with the gas station just south of City Hall there. There's some creative solutions to handle the stormwater. So it's definitely possible, and we'll look into that and help them figure it out.
I guess the question and the direction the applicant is probably looking for is, would the commission look favorably upon this if the stormwater management piece gets figured out? And personally, I would be comfortable with that if the stormwater management plan made sense. Anybody else?
I concur, but I think I'd really like to see the actual results of the stormwater plan before I actually vote on it. So like to defer this out until that's can be presented and brought back to us.
I think that makes sense. This is really a concept plan anyway, so I think they're looking for a smile and a nod that if they invest some dollars into it and they can get it to work to meet engineering's criteria, would we look favorably upon it? It seems as though that answer, we're seeing a bunch of yeses, so are you guys the applicant out there? I think if you can go get the stormwater management stuff figured out, bring it on back. Appreciate you guys doing what you do in town. Any other comments? Okay, moving ahead to item 4C, temporary use permit is 4C1. A temporary use request to allow food sales in the Paradise Pavilion parking lot between 1608 South Main Street and 1626 South Main Street by Corey Gatlin from Homestead Steaks. The applicant is Laura McLaughlin from Brixmore Property Group, and the agent is Corey Gatlin from Homestead Steaks. Jim?
Thanks. This temporary use permit is for Homestead Steaks. They're proposing the sale of frozen steaks in this parking lot area. Due to the duration and the scale of the temporary use, it does require the Plan Commission to do a review and the approval of the temporary use. Homestead Steaks has outlined their operations as being in the parking lot at the Paradise Pavilion, in between the Panera area and the old podiatrist building. Their duration would occur from October 3rd until November 5th of this year. Setup and takedown would all occur within this time period. The hours of operations would be Monday through Sunday, with hours on the weekdays from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on the weekends from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Homestead Steaks is also requesting 4 foot by 18 foot temporary banners on 3 sides of the tent. After staff reviewed it, we would recommend that the banners be reduced to just 2, one on the north side and one on the east side of the tent, since the truck will be located on the south side of the tent and would block that vision on that block that side of the tent. Their truck also does have some signage on the truck itself. If the commission finds the temporary use to be acceptable, staff would recommend approval with the conditions that they operate within the time of October 3rd through November 5th, with the hours specified, and that the temporary signs would be restricted to just the 2 signs on the north and east side.
Thank you, Jim. Any questions for Jim? I would entertain a motion. Yes.
So Jim, does that truck doesn't stay there 24/7, right? That's only there during the sales?
I believe it would be. Someone is here from the.
Good evening.
They may be able to
It
explain
would be, it would only be there during the duration of the sales, during operating hours, correct?
Anybody else? I would entertain a motion on the item.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed? That motion carries. Congratulations. We appreciate you guys doing business in West Bend. Good luck with the sales. Being no further business before the Plan Commission, I adjourn. Have a great night.